What's good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk, back to chop it up again with you, the best fan base in the world. I appreciate your time. And today we are reacting to a Bleacher Report article from Greg Swartz detailing the best big threes in the NBA. So it's July. It's kind of a bit of a slow period a little bit in sports. You know, a lot of the other major professional leagues are kind of reloading and in their off season. And around this time, a lot of lists come out just to kind of spare time and, get things over to keep people, adjusted throughout the summer and comfortable while their teams and their sports are kind of on a little hiatus. So for me, being the sports junkie that I am, especially for the NBA, I got to dig through. I got to do my research. I got to look through these pieces and make sure everything is good. So Mr. Swartz put together an article where he gave his opinion and his detail of the best big threes, 5 big threes that he think are the strongest of the NBA. And it also includes 3 honorable mentions. So let's just go through that list real quick. The honorable mention list includes the Boston Celtics with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart rounding off their big 3. The Minnesota Timberwolves are also on the list for the honorable mention. Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, and newly acquired center Rudy Gobert to round off their big 3. And the final honorable mention are the LA Clippers. They get Kawhi Leonard back next season healthy, same with Paul George. And the anchor of this big 3 is John Wall. Whew, okay, so let's just get to the other part. Let's just get to the other list, because honestly, it's not even the teams that bother me. Let's just go through it. The 5 big threes that he has, starting at number 5, we have the Phoenix Suns, which consists of Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton, who just returned back on his deal where he just signed about a week ago, I believe. The Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, James Harden, and Tyrese Maxey. Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons. That's at number 3. Number 2 is Steph, Clay, and Draymond for the Golden State Warriors. And number 1 is Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday to round off at the number 1 spot of Big 3 for the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, I want to make sure I'm clear on this because, again, it's not so much as the teams that bother me in this ranking. Like, I kind of understand a bit of the logic behind it because it's a lot of projection. But to me, that's my issue with the NBA. The NBA gets out of hand with a lot of narratives. They let a lot of things spiral out of amok, and they're doing it right now. None of these teams are a big 3. None of them. Not one. Not one of these teams are a big 3. You can maybe make the argument for Steph, Clay, and Draymond just because we've seen what they've done historically throughout the NBA. The rest of these teams, though, nothing about them represents a big 3 at all. And it's getting out of control. Listen, it makes sense. The NBA is just getting out of the era where big 3s and super teams ran everything. We had, the KD, Golden State era with Steph and Clay, and then Draymond when he was playing as well. That wasn't more of a big 4, but again, it's a super team. Other big 3s we've seen recently, whether it be Cleveland, where LeBron had Kyrie and Kevin Love, and they made it to the finals. Other big 3s we've seen, the Heat with LeBron, Chris Bosh, and D Wade, where the Heatles came together. We've also seen the Boston Celtics with Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. That was their big 3 that came together. And those are the most notable ones I can think of now offhand. These teams that are actually the super teams that I listed are miles apart from the teams that are on this list. I'm so tired of people overhyping these kind of narratives just to prove a point. These teams are not big 3s. The big 3s that I just named with LeBron's teams and the Celtics and Golden State, these big 3s consisted of established NBA stars, established players and stars who tip the level of competition dramatically, whether it's in the entire NBA or just their conference alone. When Kevin Durant joined Golden State and became a super team, the power of competition tilted drastically in Golden State's favor. Even when LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love were all together in the Eastern Conference, the level of competition in the East tipped drastically. Nobody took teams like the Celtics or the Raptors or any of these other teams, the Pacers when they were trying to be. None of these teams were serious when these power super teams, these real big threes were put together. These are real big threes, and we're getting away from that now with a lot more younger and organically built teams. And a lot of these teams on this list are even organically built. I mean, like, you have the Bucks to an extent. They're not really organically built. They drafted Giannis, but Chris Middleton wasn't necessarily a star when they picked him up. Neither was Drew Holiday. They grew into it by playing their roles. And again, that's only 2 stars. Drew Holiday is a great player, but he's not a star. He's not a star player. He's a good defensive-minded player that's getting older on the back end of his career at this point. Again, you can make an argument for Golden State as a big three. Not going to argue that at all. The Brooklyn Nets, we haven't even seen Ben Simmons play yet with the Nets. How in the hell are they a big three? It's not possible. You cannot do that. Philadelphia 76ers, 2 stars in Tyrese Maxey. Love Tyrese Maxey. I think he will be a star, but he's not there yet. And then the Phoenix Suns, same exact thing. Devin Booker, Chris Paul, 2 stars. And then you have DeAndre Ayton. Very good player, very nice complimentary player, but not a star. We just run out of control with these labels. These are not big threes. And I get it. Again, it's a different era. We're kind of seeing a different form of big threes come together. But again, they have to tip the competition so much that it's not even fair. In the NBA, they're kind of getting that March Madness-like feel where the postseasons are not so easily determined. It's a lot more competition. It's a lot more mystery to it. And that's what makes this game so beautiful right now. When you had big threes, it wasn't even a thought that Golden State was going to take it all. Did anybody, again, no one took the Houston Rockets serious until they got hurt and played against Golden State where they thought, oh, well, maybe they can have a chance. No, these are not real big threes. And I hate when the NBA does that. I hate when the NBA does it. It bothers me so much. To me, these are not big threes, especially the honorable mentions. Like, come on, if Marcus Smart is a part of your big three, you have a problem. Like, come on, man, stop it. Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, we haven't even seen with Minnesota yet. And John Wall is rounding out a big three for the Clippers. We haven't seen him play in, 2 years? Just, it's silly. It's silly. Like, who knows? I'm 32 years old. I could have a different perspective on it for the big threes and other NBA fans. So talk to me. Let me know what you think. Let me know down below. Talk to us in our comment section. Let us know. What do you think? Are these big threes? Is this a legitimate list to you? Are these actually considered big threes to you in the NBA based on what we've seen throughout history? I don't think so. But talk to me and let me know. Hit us up on our socials as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the above. Hit us up, follow us, follow me as well at I am Eric Vincent for all my socials. And I appreciate you for stopping by and checking in with me today here at the DSN News Desk. Till next time, peace.